So first is you have a dialogue, you have a conversation. There are a lot of people, we don't understand this term narcissist. I would say you just try and understand.
How to stop mind chattering?
This is something that I would say I used it after a lot of struggle. Whenever there is this conflict that's happening in my mind, I started doing menial tasks. I felt like I like gardening, or I like tidying up the house, or dusting, or washing dishes, or even folding clothes. I started doing things like that because I know that is something I have to do, and I started keeping my mind engaged. So if there are bad thoughts going, I immediately start dusting the place. Or so, but at the same time, see, being a classical dancer, I could not play music and practice my dance because that requires a lot of calmness. Your mind should be free and all that. So I could not put my brain to use automatically what my hand can do without my brain working much, because I was getting tired here. And when that tiredness increases, my physically I'm going down. So something that did not require a lot of thinking, but just simply, you disconnect from here and your hands just go busy. And then when you see you've completed something, you start self-appreciating yourself. So don't just do things that is going to get you appreciation in society or with somebody else. Do something that is you can appreciate yourself for. I washed one glass, well and good. I did dusting, well and good. So keep your mind engaged that way with menial things.
Sure. Ms. Kanika has a question.
How long did it take for you to overcome all of this? As in, is there a period, or of course, it was a choice with a period that you took upon yourself to get out of all this mess, that you had undergone. But I just want to know, what is the time frame that you actually took to get out of all of this?
The time frame, if I had got the right help and support, the time frame would have been much lesser. I started feeling this, I would say, in 2004 onwards. I started having these symptoms. It went on thrice. I went through. The reason I went through it thrice is because I did not complete my treatment of medication. I stopped it abruptly, and then I started, distracting. People said, "No, you just distract yourself. You will get better. Just go for a Zumba. Go for this. You will feel better." So I started doing that without completing my treatment. So it continued, and the period increased. But once I went to the doctor, I took his help. I continued my medication without taking a call myself. The period became, I would say, from 2016 onwards, I started my correct treatment. 2016, now it is 2022. I stopped my medication in 2021.
And you haven't seen it bouncing back ever?
No, I've not seen it bouncing back. And nevertheless, there are times, there are situations that the situations I would not say are still in my life. Because earlier, people console me that everybody goes through such situations. Whose life is happy? Look at everybody goes through similar situations. They kept telling me that this is all that was meant for you in your life. But I was not a person who believed that life is misery and should not be lived. And in the end, we all are going to die. So why don't we all start dying a death every day? I was a person who believed in life and living. That is where the conflict happened. But then the day I made right choices in my life by saying, no, these are the people who I want in my life. And these are the people who I will say, it's okay. Our path is different. Let's walk different paths. I did that. And then healing started. So you cannot heal if you are still in the same rut and situation. You need to make changes to your situation. It's not that situations will be there and we need to change our way of viewing the situation alone. No, Because sometimes my views are very different. That's why the situations last. So if you cannot find peace in your mind and you cannot deal with the situation, say that this situation is not doing good for me. Now I need to walk away from this situation. There is no harm. It is your right to be happy in life, right?
Yeah. So it was your presence, it was your knowing, as well as listening to your body in terms of what you need to do to overcome whatever you've gone through.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's an extremely bold choice. And yeah, I mean, your journey has been like an inspiration for many.
Me, this kind of a wisdom would not come to me if I did not take medication. Because medication is a huge support in some cases when you know that, medication is suppose if I was not taking medication and my sadness is way beyond and weighing me down, I will only think on ways of not going ahead. I want to give up. But medication reduced that feeling of mine, and that was giving me the help and this one to just reason out with myself, or even to be able to think rationally. So at times you need to take medical help.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for sharing everything, and thank you for being that you are. Wonderful and kind and generous. Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mr. Nagendra says, how to avoid a person who does not understand me?
Mr. Nagendra, I would give this based on my expertise after dealing with a person who could not understand me at all. Okay. So first is you have a dialogue, you have a conversation. There are a lot of people, we don't understand disturbed narcissists. I would say you just try and understand. There are people who only see themselves, who only understand themselves, and who feel that they are right. And the minute you even talk to them and let them know, and if they see that, yes, they could be wrong, they immediately play victim and throw the complete blame on you, that you are the reason, and make you feel guilty about it. So there are times, there are people who you cannot reason out with. Now, when you cannot reason out with them, it is good that two people together go for counseling. Have an expert, without bias talk, not a family member, because sometimes then it can be biased. Go to a person who's not biased, go for counseling. Now, if that also is not helping and you're still miserable with that person, learn to bid the person, but in a very dignified and respectable way. That is, you tell the person, see, we have the interaction that we have is not productive and it's making me miserable each time. And it's both of us are being miserable. So happy living your life, happy living my life. If it's professional, strictly professional. If it's a relationship, you know what to do. But always don't just give up easily. Try as much as you can. And when you still feel it's not leading anywhere, learn to walk away from what is bringing misery to your life.
Mr. Uday says, if you are a multitasking person and wants to stay constant at all the fields, what will be your suggestion?
See, earlier I was doing everything and trying to, excel in everything that I did. That got me very tired because I did not have any help. So now what I've done is I am working one thing at a time, like my dance, my corporate life, the talks that I give. And at times there's also certain like theater work and all that. I don't take all the assignments together. When I'm taking something, I'm very systematic now. My calendar is written. If something is there, if it's maybe a clash, I just say no to one. So the greatest, I would say the word no is the biggest power that we have. Learn to know when to say no. If you know that, then I think you can multitask. I still do everything and I'm able to do justice to whatever I do, but I'm just taking it one step at a time, not taking everything on my plate. It's like a buffet. You see a buffet, you feel you can eat the entire thing and you take as much, fill the plate, but you end up wasting. So you need to say, next time I come for the buffet, I'll try that. If it is available, it's fine.